If you're not sure what bidding strategy you should be using for your Google Ads campaign, depending on where you're currently at, in today's video, we're going to show you our exact strategy for bidding inside Google Ads after testing a ton of different variations on a lot of accounts for lead generation for service-based businesses and seeing what actually works best. Now, firstly, Maximize Clicks is designed to get you as many clicks as possible within your budget, while Maximize Conversions then is designed to get you as many conversions as possible within your budget. And so you might be wondering, why would I even bother with clicks then if that's the case? Now, we found that using Maximize Conversions at the very beginning with no previous conversion data hasn't worked near as well as using Maximize Clicks at first, but we use Maximize Clicks strategically to gather as much relevant conversion data as possible so that we can make the switch across to Maximize Conversions and see effective results with it as soon as possible. Now, it's an important point worth mentioning that regardless of what bidding strategy you start out with, that at the end of the day, we all just want to get as many conversions as possible. And if you are looking for form submissions and phone calls, as you see here, for example, which is also most likely the case for you as a service-based business, that you want to make sure this conversion tracking is set up correctly, because if it's not, then it'll be impossible to get to a point where Maximize Conversions is going to actually work effectively for you, especially if we're trying to bring down that cost per lead over time. So it's just an important point worth mentioning that if you're looking for form submissions or phone calls or any other specific action on your landing page, you want to make sure that that action is being tracked correctly as a conversion. So Google actually has relevant conversion data of the actions that you want the user to take when they click on your ad. And now to show you our exact methodology of, what we do in the vast majority of accounts we take on is that we'd use Maximize Clicks at the very beginning and set a maximum cost per click bid limit as well. And to do that then and actually set your maximum cost per click bid limit, what you want to do is for the keywords that you're targeting, go to Keyword Planner, put in some keyword ideas for the types of keywords you'd like to target and the location that you want to be targeting as well, because the cost per clicks can vary a lot from location to location. And for some of the actual keywords that you'd want to target for your campaign then, which will completely vary for the service that you're providing, you can look at the top of bid high range here just to see what the maximum amount other companies are paying per click. And just to keep it really simple for this example, we could just say that the top of bid high range is close to about €3. So in this case, in this example, if we set a maximum cost per click bid limit of about €3, we know that we'd be able to get plenty of traffic as it's a competitive bid. And what we want to do then is set our daily budget to about 10 times, if not close to 10 times our maximum cost per click bid limit. So that way then we can assume that we can get about 10 clicks per day inside the account. And the core focus of this then would be to get about 20 to 30 conversions inside the campaign as soon as possible. And that way then we'll actually be able to switch over to maximize conversions using a target CPA and get consistent conversions coming in using that bidding strategy, because Google's AI has so much relevant conversion data from using Maximize Clicks up until that point. And so it's worth mentioning as well, with Maximize Clicks, you're not just trying to get as many clicks as possible. You want to target high quality keywords and have relevant ads for those keywords and direct those ads to relevant landing pages, because we still want to get as many conversions as possible. That's always the goal at the end of the day. And you can still get really good results and a lot of conversions using Maximize Clicks as well. So it's not only about getting you as many clicks as possible, but Maximize Conversions then comes in a lot more useful as Google tries to target those that are most likely to call you or fill out the form rather than just click on your ad. So your conversion rates typically go up a lot when you use Maximize Conversions after using Maximize Clicks for some time, because Google has a much better indication as to what users are actually most likely to result in a phone call or a form submission if that's what you've been tracking. So then what we do once we have that first 20 to 30 conversions inside the campaign is switch our bidding strategy to maximize conversions, and we like to set a target cost per action in most cases as well. And we set this number for either what we are already paying per lead or even a bit higher than that in some cases, because we want to be as flexible as we can and we don't want impressions to slow down. For example, if we were to set our target CPA too low, because Google mightn't be able to get us conversions for that amount if we are too ambitious with our target CPA early on. So we don't want to go as low as possible too early, because we don't want to slow down the rate at which we're getting the leads coming in. You'd rather start off a bit higher with this and then slowly bring this down over the time the more you're actually optimizing your campaign. So in this example, for this campaign, our current target CPA is €30, but at the end of month one, had Maximize Clicks in place from February 12th to March 11th, which was month one of this campaign. and our average cost per lead in that time was €32. And what we did when we actually initially switched to maximize conversions on March 11th with the target CPA is we actually set this to about €40 at first, just because we wanted to be as flexible as possible. And this wasn't the goal to have, a higher cost per lead or anything like that. But since then, we've noticed the cost per lead come down, even though we have a target CPA set for higher than that amount. So we've already reduced the target CPA from €40 down to €30. And right now, the cost per conversion is closer to €20, but we're not going to reduce it down that low straight away, because you're better off doing it in slower increments, because you want to be as flexible as you can and you don't want to slow down the rate at which leads are coming in. And on average, it's best off to decrease your target CPA by about 10 to 15% at any given time, but only do it when your actual cost per conversion is coming down as well, the more you're optimizing your campaign. So I hope this video helped and gave you clarity on how we approach maximize clicks versus maximize conversions, and gave you some insight as to why we use this strategy for bidding inside Google Ads. And it's worth mentioning as well that there isn't any right or wrong when it comes to bidding, as others will say that Google's AI is smart enough to just go straight from conversions from the very beginning. And I wouldn't be saying that they're wrong or anything like that. It's just this is what we found works best from testing bidding on so many different accounts now, that we've just found that using maximize clicks until we get that first 20 to 30 conversions has performed a lot better when we do make that switch over versus using max conversions at the very beginning. Now, if you do have any questions about anything we mentioned inside this video, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you are a service-based business looking to further refine your own campaigns, feel free to have a look at the link in the description. And if you do like this Google Ads related content as well, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as we'll be posting all things related to Google Ads here daily. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video.